Investing sounds exciting. Most of the time, when you're consuming content on Instagram, YouTube, or TikTok, you have been educated on the benefits of investing, what to do and what not to do. But there's a very underrated topic that is so important to beginners and anyone who genuinely wants to improve their personal finance. How much should you invest? When is the right time to invest more aggressively? I wanted to make this video to start an interactive discussion with you. I'll be sharing 3 signs you should invest more aggressively versus 3 signs you should not. I started investing when I was 19. Both my dad and I are immigrants, and my dad believed that investing was a scam. And I had to work 3 part-time jobs to pay for my rent and save up every penny I could by any means in order to build up my investment portfolio. So I definitely never had FU money to buy stocks randomly or invest in anything too risky without a plan. Fast forward to today, I'm proud to be a verified investor with 6 figures in stocks and over $500,000 in assets. Before I tell you the 3 signs that you're ready to invest more aggressively, I need to tell you the 3 signs that you are absolutely not ready. Because aggressive equals taking more risk to pursue more growth. But if your financial foundation is not strong enough, taking more risk can actually set you back instead of helping you build wealth. And honestly, if any of the first 3 signs apply to you, you need a stronger foundation first before you take on more investment risk. And I say this because I think a lot of people online make aggressive investing sound way too easy. They'll say things like, you're young, just take more risk, go all in on growth stocks, just buy and hold forever, you can always make the money back. These thoughts can be really dangerous if you're investing money you actually need, or if you don't understand what you're buying, or if you're already paying high interest debt every single month. So in this video, I want to make this very practical. We're going to start with the 3 signs that you should not invest aggressively yet. And then if you pass those checks, I'll show you the 3 signs that you may actually be ready to take on more risk in a smart way. And just to be clear, when I say invest more aggressively, I'm not talking about gambling your rent money. I'm not talking about chasing meme stocks or buying whatever thing some random guy on TikTok says is going to 100x your money. This is not investing. That's just unnecessary stress. And when I say investing more aggressively, I mean taking on more risk intentionally. That could mean contributing more of your monthly income into your portfolio, or it could mean adding more growth-focused ETFs or individual stocks. Or it could mean concentrating more on tech and AI investments if you believe in them long-term. But the key word here is intentional. To me, aggressive investing is something you earn the right to do when your financial life is stable enough to handle being wrong. Hit the like button if you're ready to hear me out, and I look forward to hearing from you in the comment section. 3 signs you are not ready to take on more risk yet. The first sign is probably the most obvious one, but I still have to say it because this is where a lot of people get themselves into trouble. If you don't have an emergency fund. If you're counting on your investment portfolio to pay your next month's rent, or you're waiting for your stocks to go up so you can pay off your credit card, or you're investing money that you might need for grocery bills, tuition, car repairs, or any basic life expenses, please do not invest that money aggressively. Actually, I would even say that money probably should not be invested at all. Investing comes with volatility. In the shorter term, like less than 1 to 2 years, it's only normal for your investments to go up and down. Even if you are right long-term, you can still be very wrong short-term. This means you may be forced to cash out at a loss if you need the money urgently. And aggressive investing comes with even more volatility. A stock can drop 10, 20, 30% or even more before it recovers. The stock market can be very irrational for way longer than you'd expect. Even though we have been living in a bullish market recently, no one knows how long the trend will continue in the short term. If you invested the money you need soon, you don't actually have the luxury to wait and let your investment grow. That's how investing becomes really stressful. You can start checking your portfolio every hour, you start refreshing your app during work, you start overthinking every red day, and then suddenly you're not making decisions based on a plan anymore. You're making a decision based on fear. And I really don't want that for you, because if your portfolio dropping 10% means you can't pay rent, that is not an investment problem, that is a foundation problem. Before you even think about taking on more risk, I personally think you need an emergency fund first. For most people, that means having at least 3 to 6 months of basic living expenses saved in cash. Not in stocks, not in crypto, not even an ETF that you hope will be stable. You need to build up your cash savings inside a high interest savings account. The money stays accessible anytime so that it protects you when life happens. At the same time, the high interest savings account pays you 2 to 4% interest for parking your cash in there. You don't want to be forced to sell your investments at the worst possible time. So please do not neglect the most obvious sign you might not have noticed. Now, the second sign that you are not ready to invest aggressively is this. You can't explain why you're investing in what you're investing in. At the very least, I believe a responsible investment is one that we should be able to explain in simple words. What am I buying? Why am I buying it? How does this investment make money? Capital gain or dividends, or both? What could go wrong? How long am I willing to hold it? If you can't answer those questions, then you might not be investing. Then you should probably ask yourself, did you buy something because someone else told you to do it? Or had you experienced FOMO, fear of missing out? Everyone online is talking about AI stocks. Tech stocks have been growing nonstop, and so many of my friends got rich. Those are the thoughts that are causing FOMO, which is very dangerous if you let it decide your risk. I'm partnering with the investing platform I use, Moomoo, to share some actionable tips on how you can become a more informed and responsible investor. And this connects directly to what I just said. Before you invest more aggressively, you need to understand what you actually own. That's one of the reasons I like using Moomoo. To me, it's not just an app that I buy and sell stocks. I also use it to research the companies I'm interested in. Before I buy or add to a position, I use Moomoo to analyze the company's fundamentals, including visualized financials, analyst ratings, price targets, and valuation metrics all in one place. What I find especially helpful is that I'm not just looking at a simple buy, hold, or sell rating. I can also see the average analyst price target and how it has changed over time, which helps me understand whether sentiment is becoming more bullish or cautious before making an investment decision. And with the free Morningstar report, I can quickly understand the bull case, the bear case, and the key issues that could affect the stock. For me, that's valuable because it gives me a more structured way to research a company before I decide whether I actually want to own it. I also like the AI brief feature because when there is a lot of news around a stock, it helps me quickly understand the key updates without spending hours jumping between different websites. And once I understand why I want to own something for the long term, I can also use automatic investing on Moomoo to buy regularly. That helps me stay consistent with dollar cost averaging instead of trying to perfectly time the market. Moomoo is a registered broker operating globally and in Canada. It gives investors access to helpful tools for research, learning, and building better investment habits. New users can deposit $1,000 to get 10 free stock draws or $8,000 to get 30 draws, with a chance to receive popular stocks like Nvidia, Tesla, and more. Moomoo is also running a real money trading competition with a $1 million prize pool. To me, it's just an extra perk alongside your regular investing routine, not a reason to trade aggressively. If you're interested, check out the details and current offers through my link. Thank you, Moomoo, for sponsoring this video. Now back to the importance of understanding what you own. When you don't understand what you own, even if everyone else you know has invested and made money there, you won't know what to do when it drops. The people who told you how great this investment is have very different financial situations, risk tolerance levels, and obviously a better average price than you. So let's say the S&P 500 ETF drops 20% next week, and you were told buying ETFs is the safest, most diversified method to invest in the stock market. Now what? Do you buy more, keep holding, or sell? You don't know because you never had your own reason for buying it in the first place. You borrowed someone else's conviction. And borrowed conviction disappears very quickly when the market turns red. That's why, before you invest aggressively, you need to have your own understanding. Again, it doesn't need to be complicated. For example, if you invest in an S&P 500 ETF, your reason could be, I believe in the long-term growth of the largest companies in the US economy, and I want diversified exposure instead of picking individual stocks. That's simple and that makes sense. Or if you invest in an individual stock, your reason could be, I understand what this company does. I believe this business can grow over the next 5, 10, 20, 50 years. I know the risks, I'm comfortable with the volatility, and I plan to contribute more funds to dollar cost average into the stock. I believe most of my viewers know what the DCA strategy is. If you need a quick beginner tutorial on dollar cost averaging, comment DCA below and I'll send the link to you. Knowing why you invested and how you plan to hold or buy more is very different than I bought it because someone else said it would make me rich. So I hope you take a moment to do a self-check or self-reflection before we continue to the third sign. 3, you have high interest debt. And I'm mainly talking about things like credit card debt, payday loans, or any debt with a really high interest rate. Because if your credit card is charging you 20, 25, or 29% interest, no aggressive portfolio can reliably beat that. Maybe the S&P 500 had a great year, generating 20% for investors. Maybe you got lucky with one stock that does really well. But consistently beating a 20 or 29% interest rate year after year is extremely hard. And this is where a lot of people don't realize that paying off high interest debt is actually one of the best returns you can get. Let's say your credit card interest rate is 29%. If you pay off that debt, you are basically giving yourself a guaranteed 29% return because you no longer have to pay that 29% interest. The key word is guaranteed. In contrast, the stock market is not guaranteed. Individual stocks are definitely not guaranteed. Crypto is not guaranteed, but not having to pay 29% interest, that is guaranteed money saved. So if you're carrying a high interest debt, I personally would not be thinking about how to invest more aggressively yet. I would be thinking, how do I stop this debt from eating away at my future income? Because high interest debt is like compounding, but working against you. When you invest, compounding helps you. Your money can grow on top of itself. But when you carry high interest debt, the debt grows on top of itself. So instead of building wealth, you're constantly trying to catch up. So before you take on more investing risk, clean that up first. Pay down your high interest debt, build your emergency fund, understand what you're investing in. That foundation might not feel exciting, but it gives you something way more important. It gives you stability, which allows you to take risks without your entire life falling apart. So if you saw yourself in any of these 3 signs, please don't take it as a bad thing. This is not me judging you. This is the awareness you need starting today and actions you can be taking. Now, if you listened to those 3 signs and thought, okay, I'm actually good. I have an emergency fund. I don't have any high interest debt, and I understand what I'm investing in, you have advanced to the next level. Now we can talk about the flip side. Here are 3 signs that you may actually be ready to invest more aggressively. Number 1, you have a long-term time horizon. Realistically, everyone should consider their age first before making any investment decisions. Besides age, our investing goal will affect our time horizon too. Are you investing to buy a house or to plan for your retirement? Because I'm assuming the house will come first. Age and investing goals impact how much time we have to stay invested and bear the risks. Because the longer your time horizon is, the more time you have to recover from market downturns. Let's talk about how age impacts investing first. If you're investing money that you don't need for 10, 20, or 30 years, then short-term market jobs become a lot less scary. When you have time on your side, you don't have to make emotional decisions just because the market is having a bad month or even a bad year. That's why I think younger investors often do have an advantage. Not because young people are smarter, but because we have time to let our investing strategy work. Most importantly, time allows compounding. The money you contributed to investing generates dividends, and you reinvest those back into buying more shares, then in turn generating more dividends to reinvest. This is why there's a saying, time in the market beats timing the market. Now think about how our investing goals may differ. If you are 25 and investing for retirement, a market crash is painful, but you may still have decades to recover. But the same 25-year-old who is planning to buy an apartment using their investments in a few months, investing more risky now could even worsen their anxiety and make them check their portfolio more frequently. Then they would no longer make rational decisions, and there's a chance they might panic sell just to secure their money because they need it. Another example is if you're 60 and planning to retire soon, that same market crash can be a completely different situation because now you might actually need to withdraw from your portfolio soon to pay off regular bills. So compared to the younger investors who see the drop as a great opportunity to buy the dip, You might be worrying about your retirement savings and whether you have enough for the upcoming years. So the key lesson is take more risk only if your timeline allows you to survive volatility. So the first sign that you might be ready to invest more aggressively is that you have enough time to leave your investments alone and even to buy more and dollar cost average in. The second sign that you may be ready to invest more aggressively is straightforward. Your financial foundation is already covered. This one is really personal to me because I don't believe in taking more investment risk just because you feel behind. I don't believe in taking on more risk because someone you saw online made a lot of money. And I definitely don't believe in taking more risk because you're trying to catch up to other people. For me, I only feel comfortable taking extra risk when my basics are already handled. Here's what I mean when I say my basics are handled. My bills are paid in full. My credit card bill is paid. I don't have high interest debt. I don't have any overdue credit card statements. My rent is paid. My gym membership is paid. I have enough for groceries. And of course, my rent is paid. Oh, and also my emergency fund is funded, non-negotiable. And the last and most important thing, and something that most people don't consider, is my baseline $1,000 monthly investment into ZEQT is made. And yes, I treat investing $1,000 into the market as a bill, not an expense that I debate every month. It's automatic, it's a must, and I do this every single month, non-negotiable. That is the minimum basics I'm happy with. So if I decide to put extra money into individual stocks or a more growth-focused investment or something that has more volatility, I'm not doing it with money I need to survive. I'm only going more aggressive with my extra money. The final sign is based on experience. You have already experienced a market downturn and you know how you reacted. Everyone thinks they have a high risk tolerance when the market is going up, but when your portfolio is green, it's very easy to say, I'm a long-term investor. I'll just buy more when the market drops. But you don't really know that about yourself until it actually happens. Many beginners may not have this experience yet, especially if you started investing the last 2 years. The markets have only been trending up since then. If you started investing around my age or earlier, remember the pandemic or the interest rate hike in 2022? During that bear market, did you panic sell? Did you stop investing? Or did you actually stick to your original plan and continue to dollar cost average into your core investments? You'll know if you've done the right thing. You just know it. And that gives you the confidence to anticipate what you will do in the next big crash. A lot of people start investing during a time when stocks, ETFs, tech companies, and AI-related investments kept going higher and higher. And it can feel like you're naturally good at investing, and it can feel like every dip is bought immediately and everything just recovers. But that is not always what investing feels like. And if you have already been through that phase, that is a very strong sign that you may be ready to take on more risk. You know what it feels like when the market is not rewarding you immediately. So you don't feel pressured to generate instant results from any new investments you take from now on. The way I think about investing more aggressively always goes back to consistency. As long as I can increase the amount invested without disrupting my current pace, lifestyle, and the habits I have developed, I will continue with my DCA strategy. Experience matters so much more in investing, so starting today always makes you more advantageous than starting tomorrow. If you are serious about building your investment portfolio for long-term growth, the next step is here. Click this video to learn how to build an all-around portfolio with the top 3 most important types of ETFs. See you in the next video.